Aloha, good evening. You know, what I'm really thinking about tonight is about names and how important names are. And I started thinking about it because each session that I do, the name is given to me. I discover it somewhere. The cosmos unveils the name of each particular lesson. And it just resonates. It's initiated, I believe, by propensity, a tendency towards some specific area of thought. My mind is directed into or a certain topic just comes, and it's kind of organic. It's just kind of a growing. So my sharing springs like a seed erupting into life, like the shell of a seed that life, both the roots and the limbs, push their way out. So that's how I was thinking about names, and I started looking at my own name. We have a given name, a family name. Mine is Dennis Michael Hayes. Family name is Hayes. Dennis didn't really resonate, but I like Michael quite a bit. I should have been named Michael Dennis Hayes. But maybe not, because Dennis is from the Greek god of wine, W-I-N-E. Dionysius, the drunken god. And fortunately for me, alcohol never stuck. I had some periods of my life, youth, early 20s, when I would go out to pubs and just to be with friends in university, go to the beer garden. And as long as I didn't cross the tipping point, and the tipping point for me is that I've always learned to and accepted responsibility for all my behavior at every moment. No excuses for my behavior. Very, very strict and disciplined about accepting responsibility. I'm not saying that by no means were my actions always perfect, far be it. But what was consistent is that I always accepted responsibility for my actions and deeds and impacts that I had on myself and those surrounding me. So Michael, I like. In fact, I just looked on the wall on the tile and I could see an M. Michael, Archangel Michael, my middle name. But there come a time in each of our spiritual practices, our journey, that you'll be gifted with a name. And the source of this name can be, like, my sources are always unlimited because I never eliminate. Be aware of your intuition. Be aware. You never know who's the messenger. It could be a simple ad. It could be just a glimpse. It could be awake and be aware and pay attention and never limit your messenger, because this messenger could appear in countless ways, but this messenger at some point, through the agency of another being, through a comic book, through a novel, through a favorite book, through the Bible, through the Bhagavad Gita, through a culture, through a class, from students. And this is where my name Hai Young. I asked a group of my office ladies in the first year or so that I was teaching here. I had a group of 4 or 5 really amazing office ladies, and they were all 40s and 50s, except for a couple. There was about 8 or 10 of them, but a couple that are youngsters. And the class kind of evolved with the youngsters asking questions that they weren't allowed to societally. Through their culture, they were not limited. They couldn't ask these questions about, but they had these older women, married women, and some youthful ones. And so the dialogue, the class kind of developed into a dialogue of openness for the youngsters to ask for reflections and advice and experiences of the older married and a lot of times mothers. But in this environment, I was asking for a Chinese name. And I remember asking, I didn't want a name that was a proper Chinese name. I had colleagues, I met other English teachers who took a Chinese name, a proper Chinese name. And it wasn't what, I'm not criticizing, but it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a name that when you saw it, you would know, even though it was Chinese characters, that it wasn't a Chinese person. I wanted my name to be unique. So we're sitting in the class, and I asked this class, after developed this really nice rapport, this real comfortable arena which I like to create. I like to make my class a safe haven, a safe place where there's lack of judgment. Lack of judging. Lack of judgment. Lack of judging and criticism, and only encourage. I always taught my classes with a sense of recognition, relaxation, comfort, devoid of criticism, full of support and love and unity. So this group is a simple group of women. They said, okay, let's give you a Chinese name that's unique unto you. And I said, sure. And then they took my family name, Hayes. They saw Hai. Hai is ocean. And then they continued, Hai Young is ocean, but they gave me specific characters. So my Hai Young was not the same Hai Young that's used for ocean. So I don't know the difference between, I don't really know the difference between just Hai for ocean and Hai Young. Maybe one's a sea and one's an ocean, I don't know. But both of them mean the same thing. But I was specifically given 2 family names, Hai, which is not a common name in Taiwan, but there is a China connection that people do have this family name, Hai. So Hai was placed in the position of the family name. And then the second name was Young. But it was the family name Young, not the Hai Young of ocean. So I had 2 family names, and that's already a tip-off that the person is not native-born Chinese. I didn't want this. I wanted a name that people could remember and pronounce, but would identify with. So from my name and the fact that I came from Hawaii, so they put those 2 things. I was a person of the ocean, from the ocean, been a surfer my whole life, been a waterman, we call it in Hawaii, completely at ease, body surfing, stand-up surfing, swimming, an ocean man, a man from the ocean. So my name, they said, in addition to, they were trying to capture, they said I was a dignified gentleman. And gentleman in the true sense of the word, gentleman. So the young, they tried to tell me it was something like the trade winds, the northeasterly beautiful winds that so makes Hawaii's weather so special, this constant breeze of the ocean. And my understanding of my young is that gentle breeze floating over the ocean. So have ocean breeze gently floating. So today I will use my Hai Young in calligraphy as my picture of this sharing. But why this particular name? And I've been this name since 1998. And I found myself increasingly becoming closer and closer identified with this spiritual name, Hai Young, rather than my given name. Because I chose this name. Well, I was given this name by others. I didn't choose this name, but I chose to be open and available to receive from my blessed messengers, to receive this. And I feel like I've carried this name through life after life, that it is indeed my name. I claim it. And it's also such a good metaphor. Ocean, all the individual drops. It's such a good spiritual name, because ocean signifies, well, look what the ocean can be: calm and stable and beautiful, or it could be destructive and life-altering. Look at tsunamis and look at blizzards, because water exists in 3 states: liquid, solid, and gas, and that makes it even more special. So hail, snowstorms, floods, tsunamis, steam, which can be an enemy as well as a blessing. Each one of the aspects of ocean is just contained. And the idea that I'm sharing tonight is the ocean of unity, finding the commonality, finding the oneness within each and every one of us. We're individuated, we have this unique perspective, and I've gone into a few times why I feel that we're individuated source of energy, indistinguishable from the divine consciousness, but yet a separate fragment or reflection or apparent. It's part of the Maya. It's part of the Maya, the illusion that we have to transcend, so that we see where we used to see uniqueness and individual expression and ego and personality and tendencies and propensities, we see the overarching grace and dignity and equanimity of wholeness, of unity. Ocean of unity. Now, I've done a video before of ocean of awareness. But since a beautiful man, Panache Desai, who gives 5 nights a week, or 5 mornings a week, it's night here, but he's from Nashville, Tennessee, an Indian from London. He gives a beautiful call to calm. And every night for the past 1719 or 20 consecutive days, well, not consecutive, but 5 days a week, he's done like a 45-minute. And he talks about, his theme is love, love yourself precisely as you are. Imperfections, wrinkles, embrace and love yourself because you're lovable. And his premise resonates with my premise. Until you learn how to love yourself, you're poorly equipped to love another. So it's only through accepting and truly being able to look in the mirror. This is the test. Look in the mirror and tell me what you think. Prolonged eye contact, like I'm doing right now into the camera. Prolonged eye contact. And tell me what you think. I say, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I love that being. Because in that being is the essence of everything. Everything that I am is only made possible by isness. What is? I'm just what is. What is love. What is compassion. What is oneness. So, Panache has come into my life when I needed him, the exact perfect timing. The universe is always perfect in the gifts that it gives you. You get what you need when you need it. You're not even aware of it, probably. And that's the beauty of it all. It comes into your life at the specific time that you're prepared to recognize it, prepared to benefit from this specific glimpse of the divine manifested through your mind and heart, the unity of your mind and heart. So this unity of mind and heart allows you to truly embrace and love yourself. And this ability to love yourself opens you to the possibility of loving one and all, loving with compassion and completeness and unabandonment.